So, Sean, for today's word of the day, it's going to be incarnum, noun.
Oh.
This is a Dungeons and Dragons word. I like to refer to Dungeons and Dragons a lot because they have such strong, magical lore.
Okay.
Incarnum is energy made up of the souls of all beings, living, dead, and even those yet unborn. Crazy.
Oof.
And it is found within all beings, and people, magic wielders, can manipulate incarnum, and shaping incarnum has no ill effect on the soul energy used. That said, the wielders of incarnum recognize that the substance is more than mere magic, and very literally the essence of all creatures. So when they harness incarnum, they harness specific qualities of that soul, and by extensions, properties of the souls like insights, personal experiences, and extensions of the personality. So they start to use the power of that soul to, their experiences can give them more powers. Isn't that crazy?
That is crazy. You're crazy.
Incarnum.
You haven't even read that?
Wait, what are you doing with the book?
So he has the confidence to finish the story.
Hear now the words of the witches.
This is Kevin, and welcome to Words of the Witches, the Charmed podcast that will guide you through the lesser-known published material in the Charmed universe and decide how it fits into the grand narrative of the TV series. Welcome to Words of the Witches, episode 80. I'm Kevin, your Charmed resource.
And I'm Sean, and I just love comic books.
This is crazy. We have an amazing guest today. I'm so excited. It's insane. But before we bring him on, I have some poll results to go over. Do you remember what it was?
What was Phoebe thinking when she was up at night in bed with Coop?
Yes. And we had quite a few responses to this. So I'm just going to read a bunch of them. So one of them, Rico4389 says, you, as in me, thinking about me. Okay, fine. Thank you. Okay. D.Avalone228 says that Cole was so much better in bed than Coop.
Wow.
I know. Joey the Dream Fighter says, I think that her whole life until that day, including her time with Cole. So she's thinking about her whole life. Remrick19 says, eggplant. All Hallowell's Eve says she wonders if she can trust him.
Oh.
Janet Skimark says, oh, I think we know. And following that, this is funny. Camilo Alvarez says, anal. Oh, these responses are great. George86 says, is there cake in the fridge? Midnight Ruby says, killing Cole. All right.
Dark.
But that's dark. Bobby Iceman, our friend Bobby. Remember him?
Bobby.
Better with Bob on YouTube. He says, the price of cabbage in Siberia. Yeah, that's her responses. Robbie Clark 87 says, ooh, you shouldn't have given me Chipotle. Enjoy your sleep while you still can.
Oh no.
Hubert Langdorfer, who built the crazy detailed manor replica dollhouse, says, shit, did I lock the main door? Otherwise, Prue will get mad again. And then Michael Waluigi 3 says, a premonition she had about Cole. Now, that would be interesting. Like, if she had a premonition of Cole's death before.
Yeah,
that would have been
interesting.
Crazy. Yeah. Ooh. And that was all on Instagram. I have a few on Twitter I want to read. Hayden, H_MDP7 says, wait, what other letter could an apple peel make? These are so clever. They crack me up. And then Isaiah Caston says, I should have busted it open for Cole one more time.
Oh.
Yeah. So fun responses to that. That was amazing.
Yeah.
That's it for that. Let's introduce our guest. Ooh.
Ooh.
Listener, folks, spell worder people, we have a very special guest with us today. Returning to the podcast is Michael Bailey Smith, who you might know from movie star things, playing Belthazor and Shax and all that stuff. Hi.
How you guys doing?
Yeah,
that voice.
My voice.
Thank you, baby. I appreciate that.
The chills.
He called me baby.
No, thank you, guys. No, thanks for having me. And again, it's great seeing you. Again, Kevin, and you stopped by the booth and you got an autograph, and you had a shirt on that said Belthazor on it.
I did. I had your face on my body.
I know. It's so good. You've been to the gym a few times, I could tell.
Yeah, we're working on it. We're working on it.
Sounds good. But I'm calling you. I'm from here in Rogers, Arkansas. That's Northwest Arkansas. It's a beautiful place. Great places of food. Actually, today, me and my gal, we went to this. I know it's hard to believe. It's like trying to get seafood in Texas. Like, what? It doesn't make sense, right? You would, but there's good sushi here. There's a sushi house place that's freaking awesome. That's packed. When you walk in, they scream, go to Baka! They're screaming. Situation. It's a little hole in a wall, and they literally, it's faster than sitting to the drive-through in McDonald's or Wendy's. You get down, bam, plates, this, that, bam. You're eating. They pick your plate up, and the next thing you know, you're out the door. It's like, did we just eat? I don't know, but it was pretty awesome. So it's a great place, great food. So yeah, good stuff.
Like a wind tunnel of sushi.
Yeah, and it's funny. We go. Me and my fiance, we go like once a week. And it's pretty fairly healthy for you. So I go in there and just do that. It's our splurge, so it's good. So.
Nice. Glad things are going good.
Things are going very good. Yes, thank you so much.
Very good.
And I wrote this screenplay, which is really awesome.
Yeah.
And it's going to go into production at the end of this year. With the writer's strike that's happening, things have kind of stopped regarding that. So my producer can't really, we can't push this thing forward because if something happens and I'm in trouble. So waiting for that to get squared away, but so excited about it. It's called My Good Boy, and it's gotten some great people have read it, in the industry have really liked it a lot. So
that's great.
It's pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah, I know you're working on it last time, and things are happening.
Yeah. Well, it's a story about like me. I grew up, and it's hard to believe, this tall, kind of skinny, gawky kid, 6'4", 160-pound dude. That's pretty skinny. And I used to get beat up and picked on all the time. And so I use sports for my way to get back and to kind of get that respect. But then when that's all taken away from you, for me, when I was with the Dallas Cowboys, that's how it ended. But I made this character like happens in college, and you're left with nothing. And so you're playing football, in the Detroit area at quote Southern Michigan, which is AKA, Eastern Michigan. And you're left with nothing, and you start bouncing out of bar, and you start getting that respect back. Next thing you know, a loan shark says, "Hey, dude, why don't you come work for me?" Next thing you know, this character's, busting heads for a loan shark. And then when you start seeing people die in front of you and guns are in your face and people want to kill you, you have to wait to get out of it. So it's that whole story about redemption. I'm thinking about how to get respect through violence, which is not the way to do that, right? So it's all about that. So it's pretty cool.
Nice.
Okay, I'll be quiet. Let's talk about Charm, baby. Let's go.
Okay, we'll talk about Charm. We're covering a comic book. This is the first comic you've ever probably seen of Charmed.
And I'm very impressed by the art. The artistry is very fancy.
Artistry. Oh, it's so fancy.
Is that now? Is that your comic book?
This is my comic book. Yes.
You're the brainchild. You and Mr. Sean are the brainchilds of this.
Well, no, I didn't write this. I just own it.
Oh, okay.
No.
Yeah.
These came out. Yeah, these came out a while ago. This was published in 2015.
Wow, these are pretty cool.
But this issue is called, what's it called? Whatever Happened to the Demon with a Soul is the name of this. It's a very long one. And that's a reference to the old school comics. You know, the Superman. Pat Shand, the writer, was very specific about having a reference to those old school comics.
Okay.
And this features Belthazor very heavily, which is why I asked you to come on to join us.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. That's my Elvis voice.
Oh, Elvis voice.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. This was published February 18th, 2015, written by Pat Shand, artwork by Lisa Feliz, coloring by Valentino Cuomo, letters by Jim Campbell, edited by Paul Ruditis, and cover artwork by David Seidman. How do we feel about this cover?
It's beauteous.
It's beauteous. We have the three sisters by a grave in loving memory with the leaves blowing. They're wearing black. This cover was partially censored before the release, though.
What?
Because they didn't want to reveal Cole's head there, because that'd be a spoiler.
Yeah.
Oh.
So if you compare it to this volume, he's not there.
Aha.
So
Look at that. A collector's item.
yeah, we're starting from the beginning, page 1. So it starts off kind of like a montage of Cole Turner's life. So the top panel is his mother. He has a demon mother killing his father. And it says, we have a voice. It says, ever wonder how much of your life was predetermined? Then we hear, Dad! So there's a voice, and then there's Cole's voice. And then we see him looking into the mirror, and there's a Belthazor in the mirror, and a dead woman in the back. And it says, are we bound by our destiny, by our very nature, to be who our blood begs us to be? And then we have this picture of Cole meeting Phoebe. This whole page is pretty much one big you look familiar moment.
It's funny, she's so familiar to me, though. Reminds me of this old stray that used to hang outside my loft.
Familiars. That's what I'm looking for.
Have we met before? You look familiar.
Because that top panel is from Coyote Piper when Phoebe get a premonition of the mother killing his father. Then we have the one here where Cole meets Phoebe for the first time and the honeymoon's over. And then there's the one where Cole tries to kill Phoebe in Power Outage. And then another one at the bottom where Cole marries Phoebe in a dark wedding in Merry-Go-Round. And we also have the power play on this page. Power play.
Wow.
I know, it's all in the beginning. So today's power play is energy balls. And energy balls are spheres of magical energy which resemble electrical discharges. Users can form them in the palm of their hand or throw them at targets. You know, do all that stuff. It's technically a neutral power, but it appears to be triggered by anger. Primarily used by demons, but some witches can, because, you know, they do have this power, like the Montana family or Bianca and her mother, the Phoenix witches. They're generally blue in color, but Keats and Bite Me had red ones. And they can be deflected by reflective or strong durable objects. And the power can vary by voltage and level. A low-level demon would probably have to use multiple energy balls to kill. But an upper-level demon like Belthazor would be able to vanquish a target in one hit. So that's pretty cool. Yeah. Users can nearly always be vanquished by their own energy balls because they are just as powerful as they are. And you can charge your energy ball into a big energy ball, like charge up your power to a giant one, or you can reduce the voltage to like be stunned. It's like to stun mode if like low voltage energy balls. So that's pretty cool.
I love this dialogue here. It says, ever wonder how much of your life was predetermined? How we are bound by destiny, by our very nature, to be who our blood begs us to be. Or do we have a choice? Did we ever have a choice, Cole? Who's doing this to me? No one's doing anything to you, Cole. I'd say no more than ever. But you knew better than anyone else. You made alone more than just a way of life. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm just goofing off. Okay, where we going? Next page?
Next page.
Next page.
Sean.
Number.
So what's really cool about the first page is there's little crackies happening as we go. So when we get to the second page, which, like my legs, is a double spread, we get like everything shattering all of a sudden. So we see Cole in the middle of the shatter with like his life happening around him. And then we have Belthazor talking again. Michael, would you mind taking that Belthazor line for me?
You made it a state of being.
Where are you, son of a bitch?
You made it a state of being. You shouldn't be asking yourself.
Yeah.
It gives me chills that we actually have like Belthazor voice reading Belthazor lines. This is amazing.
It's pretty amazing. Pretty amazing.
This is my first time reading it, so
No judgment. No judgment.
No judgment. This is a safe
You know,
space.
if I was in if I was in the outfit with all the prosthetics and everything like that, and all the painting things like they painted my head, my face, my hands, and all that good stuff, and my black eyeballs, my ears.
Yeah.
On
That's
average. Oh, good.
Oh no, go ahead.
Oh, how long
did it take
to get into all that? Yeah.
Probably 3.5 hours.
Wow.
And sometimes there was one time when we finished filming, they had to do a turnaround. It's called a turnaround, and they normally give you 12 hours, but this is a quick turnaround. So I finished like close to midnight. Says, hey, you got to be back on the set tomorrow morning at like 7 a.m. and to get you out and get you back in. He goes, can you just go home with it on? And I'm like, you want me to drive home through the middle of Los Angeles? That's Belthazor. And they said, yeah, if you don't mind. And it was dark out.
Yeah.
So I'm driving home, and I pull up, and it was like June and something like that. I pull up an intersection, and these dudes, this lowrider car pulls up, and it's thumping and bouncing, and they go, and all of a sudden it stops, and all these dudes are in there going, hey, dude, it's not even Halloween yet, man. And I'm like, dude, that's some serious stuff, man. Whatever, doing that. And then, it was pretty funny. So
It's so funny.
It's cool.
That's funny.
Yep. Then I showed up the next day in the morning, did some touch up. I was ready to rock and roll. Yeah.
Boom.
Good stuff.
This page also has 2 more You Look Familiar moments.
Have we met before? You look familiar.
There's Cole in Charmed and Dangerous when you first find out that he's possessed by the source, and then Cole being vanquished
Yes.
in Centennial Charmed.
Yes.
So.
Oh, I see it.
Mm-hmm.
It's so funny when I got vanquished or whatever. I think it was the next. I don't know when Shax came back, and then I don't know if that was before or after, but I remember sitting. I was dressed as Shax, and it was all my shirt off and everything draped over there. And I'm standing there, and I was outside of the studio, and there was a basketball hoop, and I was shooting some hoops at Shax. I was shooting some hoops.
That's awesome. I wish there was a video of that. That would have been amazing.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. But, what's the gal that replaced Shannon?
Rose McGowan.
Yeah, Rose. She's sitting there, and she's in a pair of jeans, and she walks up and she goes, "Hey, Michael." It was like her first day. She goes, "Hi, Michael. Does my ass look big?" And she's trying to show me her ass. I'm like, I'm not saying anything. It's fine, but that's just, probably shouldn't be asking me.
That's a killer question. You can't ask that.
It's a trap.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. There's HR right there.
Yeah. But notice too, there's also a memory with Prue here that it was never shown in a comic, so that's kind of cool to note.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Michael, by the way, Prue is blonde in this comic. She's back in blonde.
What?
Just for the record. Yeah. So then it cuts to the next page, and we see in the shattered glass, Cole sees the image of Phoebe. He's like, that face. I remember her. And then Balthazar says,
Where? What? Where am I supposed to be talking?
I know it's hard to tell who's who. It's pretty much all the little squiggly bubbles. That's you.
The squiggly bubbles.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, like he's gone. Oh, she's gone now. That one. Like the
Yep.
that's
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, then thank you. I didn't know. Normally in a script you have Belthazor say some shit.
Right.
Okay. Okay. She's gone now.
And Cole's like, he's kind of remembers the first syllable of her name, and he's like, "Damn it, what's happening to me? I can't remember her name."
To us.
Oh, so it's both of us. And then Cole says to the figure, because he doesn't know who it is yet, but he says to the figure, he's like, "I know who you are, but I can't think of your name." He's like, "But I'm gonna fight you, whoever you are. You don't know the kind of man."
The kind of man. Even at your worst, were you ever merely a man?
Oh, Cole always had something underneath, right? So, and Cole confronts. He's like, "I swear I'll."
There's no need for that, Cole. Not anymore. Your fight. Our fight.
And then on the next page, we get the big reveal. It's Belthazor. You're here. Michael Bailey Smith is here in his makeup with his ears.
It's over.
Yeah,
It's over. You know, I still have that jacket.
that's
Oh, nice.
amazing.
I have that jacket. Yeah.
This is a pretty iconic image. You know, it's very stark.
Yeah.
And it's funny because the jacket itself, like, it fits over the buttons, so there's no buttons that are revealed. It's pretty cool. And it's long, too. It's kind of long. Not too bad. Yeah, it's long.
Very nice.
Yeah.
What is it like to see your character immortalized here in drawing form?
That's cool. No, it's badass. I love that. I'm going to...
You have the image now. Now you can like print it out and put it on your wall.
I know.
Yeah.
It's like where that it's over is kind of like this nice, succinct little bit of dialogue, very poignant compared to like Shaq's where he says the end, you know, or no one crosses me, you know, things like that. So yeah, I like that. That's cool. Good stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
He needs his pants hemmed a little bit. They're a little baggy at the bottom. But
Oh yeah.
no, and that's how it was. That's how it was in real life. That looks good.
Yeah.
It's good. Very
They
cool.
captured it.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of tailors in hell, unfortunately. He couldn't get it done.
That's true. That's true.
We're cut back to where we were, the graveyard, right when Cole got stabbed, and they come up to him, and Valen is over Cole's body. He's like, "You see, this is the greatest demon of all time, the former source himself, dead at my feet." Mwahaha. And so then he grabs the athame out of Cole's body, and he's like, "I'm gonna get you." But then Coop's like, "Oh no!" So Coop is gonna try to stop him. Paige and Phoebe and Piper start running. Piper blasts Valen away. She does like an explodey, but he doesn't explode. He just kind of gets blasted. Paige orbs to Adel and aids to Adel's aid. Orbs to Adel's aid.
Did that fast 3 times.
Yeah, right. Tongue twisters.
Yeah.
And then Phoebe goes to Coop, and she's like, "I thought you were..." And he's like, "No, I'm fine. But Cole, he saved my life."
And then we see on our next page, we have Phoebe kind of comforting Coop. And then Paige is next to Adel, and Adel's like, "I feel like a demon went all drumline on my face with the shillelagh, but I'm okay." Looks like Drummer Boy's back in business too. And Paige looks up just in time to see Valen shooting her with the shillelagh. And she's like, "Ah!" And then Valen is like, "So this is what it feels like, going head to head with the most powerful bitches on the planet. I don't get into this for the rush, but I gotta say, it feels pretty damn good watching you panic." And then we see, is that Paige already on her feet again? Yeah.
Yeah.
Paige is like, "Oh yeah, well, how's this feel?" And she is standing in front of Adel, and she's what do we call it? Blorbeing? No, not blorbeing.
Blurble.
Blurbles. She's blurbling the ancient Athame and pointing it at Valen, and Valen's like, "What?"
Like Scooby Doo.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah, whatever it is. So the next page, we see Valen, and he goes, ha! And he dodges, and the Athame just flies past him, and then he uses his shillelagh and does like Green Lantern style, like grabs it, like with some kind of energy beam, and he's like, haha, slow down for me, will you? And then he grabs the Athame himself. He's like, this feels pretty good, but not nearly as delicious as what comes next. And then Piper goes, she's like, the depowering spell, now!
Uh-oh, go to the next page. This is exciting.
Next page. I have to know. So we have our first rhyme time.
Should we try a spell?
Why not? Let's try a spell.
In the wind, I sing this rhyme. Bring death before me, before my time.
You've really got to lay off the rhyming, Brew.
Wonderful. Witty, but wordy.
I did the rhyme. I will do the time. Good night.
So we have Paige say, he who bears the ancient blade, we bid his stolen power fade.
Uh-oh.
We see Valen in this very like Ursula moment where he's basically like, so much for true love, Phoebe. As he's running, he wants to kill Coop. And then Piper continues, return to ash and magic drain from this lesser demon's veins. And he's about to stab Phoebe, and he's saying, die! And Phoebe finishes and says, the power of 3 releases thee.
And the next page, the power of 3 will set you free. So that's the end of it. You combine all those, that's the full spell. And that causes Valen's shillelagh to crack and smash apart into
Ouch.
sparkly dust, sparkly glitter. Then, because he holds the Athame and he no longer has the power to hold the Athame and use it, it starts to suck up his soul. He's like, oh, wait. It's like, so this is what it feels like.
So what's a little disturbing about this, Michael, is in a previous comic, there's a leprechaun who would polish a shillelagh, and it turned into a whole masturbation joke because he talked about how he got in a good rhythm polishing his shillelagh. So Valen's shillelagh getting exploded right here, that's his manhood. Like, that's, ouch.
Yeah.
I can see that. Word shillelagh.
Yep.
Yes. Next slide or next page.
Yeah, next page. We see Phoebe is at Cole's side, watching him basically slowly die. And then Valen continues, it feels like, this is what it feels like to win. And then he splodies in a crush of blue light. And then Phoebe back with Cole says, Cole, can you hear me? I'm here.
Why do you think he says, this is what it feels like to win? Why do you think he feels like he's won?
Is it because he got to at least kill one magical being? Is that why? He took Cole away from the Charmed Ones?
Yeah, I'm thinking because he sees how distraught Phoebe is over this, he feels like that's ruined the Charmed Ones. And so even though he's dying, he's done some kind of impact on them.
Yeah.
Interesting.
All right. So now we get back to some Belthazor stuff. Ooh.
Yes.
I'm here, Cole. I've always been here.
You're gone. I defeated you. You're not a part of me anymore.
Stop and listen.
Ooh. So it's so cool to see the two of them kind of like go head to head here.
I love
And
look at the shadows. How
yes, exactly.
Cole's shadow is Belthazor and Belthazor's shadow is Cole.
I know.
I love that.
What a very cool. Yeah. It shows that they each are like the shadow of each other. They're always kind of part of each other. I love that.
Mm-hmm.
I like that shot on the top there.
Mm-hmm. Really close up on the eyes.
Yeah.
I don't like my blood coming out of my mouth. I don't know about that part.
It's like, that's not cool. That's not part of the script.
I need that blood.
Nobody make me use my own blood.
Remember the part in where the Charmed Ones, they take a chunk out of me?
The Belthazor flesh.
Yeah. So that, because they're going to use that later for post.
Yeah.
Push me. But there's a part where I take their powers away. And that's when the other demon comes in me, and then no one crosses me, like whatever. I get rid of him. And I think it's Prue. She whoosh, and flings me through the window.
Mhm.
So I'm the actor. Then I had a stunt guy named Tim Sitar. His name was Bubba. Well-known guy. He's been in tons and tons of movies. He's doubled me in a lot of stuff. And he was the guy that did all like the ratchets, all the craziness. Because I'm not going to get ratcheted out of a window. So when Prue's like doing the whole tossing thing, it's me getting ratcheted out. Well, it's him. So what happens sometimes, those ratchets fail.
Oh,
And this is why they have stunt guys and not actors.
yeah.
So the window had the seal of it started probably like this high, right? And there was the window up here. So you had to lift him up and then out this way. First time it went straight across and smashed his head on this ivy.
Oh,
We're talking ratchet speed, bam, like that. And got a concussion. I mean, he was he was out of it. I mean, he's a tough guy. He's like me. We both played football and in college and stuff like that. And so, but he was a tough guy. And I'm thinking, thank goodness that was you and not me.
Right.
yeah.
But just remind me of like the fighting and things like that. Yeah. So
No, it's cool. I love getting the stories. That's always a really cool part of having you on.
do you remember the what was the episode where there was like a Belthazor, but like a with
Black as coal. Yeah, with Sykes. Yeah.
So that one, they hired a stunt guy to play that character, and I don't think he was trained in stunt fighting. So the part where we're fighting, and I get thrown on the table, and he gets on top of me, he puts me in a real chokehold. We're talking part of his forearm across my throat, and he's crushing like this. I'm into the part, and he was pulling up, and I thought he was going to freaking take my head off. I have never in my whole entire 30 years of acting have ever called cut. Me personally called cut.
Yeah.
I had to say, cut, stop. Like, because I'm a pretty tough dude. Listen, I have a scar from here to here on my arm, where it was a movie called Chain Letter. And I played the lead bad guy in it. And it was right after The Hills Have Eyes.
Yeah.
And so I did this movie, and first take of the movie, I had to pick a guy up. I was supposed to use both hands to throw him, and they want me to actually pick him up and but I said, oh, listen, I could toss this guy. He was only like 180 pounds or something. I could pick up and throw him. Not a big deal. But I got froggy or kind of cocky, and I grabbed one arm and picked him up and snapped my bicep off.
Oh,
and my bicep went up into my shoulder. This is the first day of filming. And they just paid me a whole crap load of money to come and do this film up front. And so I said, well, I didn't tell anybody. So, the stunt coordinator saw what happened. I could go through anything like that. And I'm not going to be a baby. And I've been through a lot of stuff. Like when I fought Von Damme, I had my nose broken. I had my head sliced open. I've been, Bulgarian prison, seeing dead people in the hallway. I've been kicked in the you-know-whats a billion times, never complained about anything. But when that dude on Charm got me in that chokehold, that was only the time that I went cut.
Yeah.
And I went to the stunt coordinator, and his name's Nuno Sardi.
Nuno Sardi, yeah.
Yeah. And I said to him, dude, I don't know who this guy is. I said, but he needs to freaking chill, man. If he really wants to go at it, we can go at it. But I'm on top of a table and get on top of me and choke the crap out of me. No, that's not happening. So I got pretty jacked. So that was anyway.
I could imagine. Wow.
Okay, back to this. Back to our story.
It's more Belthazor conversation.
Yes.
All right, we're going to the next page.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's all you.
You were never supposed to exist. A half human, half demon who become the most powerful evil in the world. We were remarkable. Legendary.
Is that what I am? Evil?
It's what you were. Do you know where you are, Cole?
We're in the void.
Oh, that's me. Is that still me?
Yeah, you
guess
they
we're
both
supposed
say
to
it at the same time. Yeah.
Okay. Ready? 1, 2, 3. We're in the void.
We're in the void. I don't know how I know this.
Yes.
Everything's slipping away. I feel like I'm disappearing.
You vanquished me, the demon within you, creating a space outside of body and soul, a space that demands to be filled.
What are you saying?
Nothing truly dies, Cole. Not until now. A piece of my consciousness was left behind in the void. Okay. You, too, can live here forever, never succumbing to death. All you must do is embrace me. Become one with me again. You can do it, Cole.
I don't wanna.
Sorry, got a little carried away there. Didn't mean to do that. All right.
It's getting intense in this brain.
Overacting, sorry.
No, it's great. It's amazing.
That was a fun character. I mean, it was a fun character to do. Just everything about it, and it's so funny that character, or just Charmed in general. I mean, it's worldwide. I mean, I have fans from all over.
Yeah.
You know, from Algeria to France to Germany to England. I remember when I went to England with who came with me. It was me, the detective. I forgot his name.
Oh, Dorian Gregory. Gregory.
Yeah, it was him. It was Dorian, me, and it was.
I met him recently. He talked about you. He was very excited when I told him.
Yeah, he's a good dude.
Yeah.
So he and I did a panel together. But it's so funny the passion that people have, fans. And it's one of these things that, you know, no matter how life can be crappy around you and things like that, or how tough, you know, your day is, you know, what was it? It was something just recently. Me and my fiance were looking at houses, and we went and walked into the house. There was this house we were looking at, and there was two realtors. One was a guy, young, about like your age, you know, and he was in there, and he's going, "You look familiar. You know, how do I know you?" And I said, I don't know. And of course, my fiance goes, "Well, he was an actor in Hollywood, you know, for like 30 years." Oh yeah, I'm like, you know, she's like my best agent, you know.
Yeah.
Like, and he says, "Oh my gosh, you're Belthazor. I love that. I love Charmed," and all like this. And then when we had when I proposed to her, we had a big party after, and all of our friends, and one of my friends invited a bartender to come, and he bartended, and he was a huge Charm fan. Huge. He was huge. Yeah, he was. Yeah, he was like, "Oh my god!"
So
and
cool.
I'd have to introduce him, like, "You're Belthazor." I'm like, you know. So, but it's. I think it's because I'm like, especially like people recognize from The Hills Have Eyes. I'm like, wait a minute,
It's like, is that a
compliment or not? But, you know, I've done enough things, you know, without it. It's kind of, you know, my face and those characters are kind of, you know, whatever. So yeah, it's kind of cool.
Yeah.
It's definitely, you know, no matter how your day goes, sometimes it's nice when people recognize your work. Funny thing, like the other day, her and I were dropping a car off for one of her friends. We dropped it out in the woods. There's like this guy Joe's shop. Like he started his own thing. It's his garage out in the woods. I thought I was going to the Deliverance area, so I could start hearing banjos and stuff. But and we her friend called her and says, "Hey, the mechanic thought you were a movie star," you know, meaning her, you know, because she's a beautiful lady. And I'm like, "That's so cool." And then all of a sudden she said, "Well, she's not, but her fiance is," you know, which I'm not. But, you know. I thought it was kind of cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, good
It's
stuff.
super cool.
It's
super cool.
a blessing, man. It is.
Yeah.
You guys thought about me to have me on this show.
I always think about you because it's like, you're amazing, you know, so.
I get to play Belthazor again. I'm really excited about that. I miss that guy.
So then the next page, we kind of see the memories of Cole's memories that were all around him kind of like melting. It's like a big watercolor. Cole, Cole, can you hear me? Is that
Who are you talking to?
you? And what's very telling about this page is there's only 2 memories that are left. It's the first time that Cole met Phoebe and the last image of Phoebe that he saw before he collapsed.
You know, look at some of, but look at some of those melted images in the back. It looks like faces, especially on the left.
Yeah. Wow.
There's like, there's some look like faces. Anyway, it looks kind of creepy.
Very creepy.
On the left, just over Phoebe's head, it looks like balls. It looks like there's balls right there.
Really, you had to go there for the balls? Yeah.
Sure.
What can I say? Low hanging fruit.
Yeah. Definitely. Literally.
All right. Before I get into
How
trouble,
old you are. Okay,
yeah.
Next page.
Next page. So we see Cole, and he's going, Phoebe?
That's not possible. Every moment you fail to join with me, the void within you collapses along with your memories.
It's like you said. There's a reason I'm legendary. I defy destiny. I
will join with me, or you will die.
Well, then I'm tired of living between life and death. I'm through. I'm finished.
No.
Besides.
Well, he says that while he's falling over. Yeah, right.
Yeah. Besides.
I mean, it's all within his mind or something, so it's all kind of floaty anyway. I don't know.
Yeah. Cool. Oh, next page. Hold on. Sorry.
Next
I got
page.
so caught up with
that
slide. Okay, here we go. Next one. I'm gone. What the hell? Okay.
I know. So now we're back in the real world. We're in the physical world. And Phoebe is like, no, please. And Cole's like kind of mustering some words. He's like, I've got to see if Phoebe's okay. And then Phoebe makes this really creepy smile. I don't like it. It's very unsettling. She's like, ee! I'm like, no, please stop.
Your breath stinks, and we're on TV, and I did thank goodness for me, I did a movie where it was called Miracle Desert, and literally we were this far from each other. We're both buried in the sand, head to head, and he was this far, and J.R. Bourne was the other actor, and before we met, I said, I hope to God, first of all, my breath doesn't stink. But neither, his too. But it didn't. We both smell good. So
good.
Yeah,
good.
I spent 2 days in a hole staring at this dude this far away. So
yeah,
really crazy.
There you go.
And we didn't kiss once, which is really fortunate for me. Thank you. It's funny. It's funny. People. I was telling somebody. I said, I am not gay. And the reason why I know this. I was doing a vampire movie called Bloodshot, and I reached over, had to bite this guy in the neck, and I got done and go, that does not taste good. I'm no.
All right, I'm out.
Yeah.
But at least you tried it.
I did. I did his neck. If it was a girl's neck, sweaty, it'd been good, but just not the that's just just each his own, right? So
right.
So it's pretty cool.
Very cool.
Gotta make fun of this stuff, right? So you gotta
exactly.
Yeah.
Serious. So we're still on this page. So Phoebe is holding Cole. She's like, I'm okay, Cole. You saved Coop. And then Coop is sitting there like, oh yeah, I'm watching too because he's a cool guy. And then Phoebe says, oh, and Cole says, good. Everything's okay. So he sees Phoebe's face and he smiles and he's comforted by that.
Aww. And then it continues on the next page as Cole is disapparating, turning into energy. And Phoebe's like, Cole, she's trying to hold on to him, but then he's gone. And we see Adel with Piper and Paige. And they join up with Coop and Phoebe, and we get this beautiful silhouette of them all walking away as they've just lost Cole. They've been defeated.
Yeah. Yeah, Cole's officially dead. His soul has been eradicated
Oof.
from existence completely.
What, really? So he's. Oh my gosh! Does he ever come back? Come on,
No.
dudes! This is
This is it.
Oh, I'm so destroyed right now.
It's very sad.
But maybe
Yeah.
Belthazor will come back. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. Never know. So the next page, we cut to the Nexus of the All. This is the castle that Prue is currently living in. She is kind of the guardian of all magic right now. It's very crazy. But they orb there, and then they say, "Are we sure we're up for this?" It's like, "No, but we have to. No matter what, she's still our sister." And then inside, we see Prue looking at her tattoos. She's talking to her tattoos. She's like, "Come on, are you trying to communicate with me? I'm right here. I'm not going anywhere." And then we hear the knock, knock, knock on the door, and she thinks it's Cole. So she goes to answer it. She's like, "I know you. Like, this is technically my place, but you live here too. You don't have to knock." And then she sees her sisters and Coop there, and she's like,
That looks
"Oh."
like Cole, though. That guy.
He does look a little bit like,
does,
yeah.
yeah.
Coop and Cole are very similar, especially in the comic.
Yeah.
But they tell her, she's like, "Prue, we have some bad news because Prue does not know Cole's fate right now." Oh,
Oof. All right. Next up, we continue the scene, and we see Phoebe is on the couch with Paige, and she's like, "I can't be here right now, Paige. It's bad enough as it is, but with what just happened, it's killing me." And Paige says, "Piper was right. We had to come here to tell her. We'll be out as soon as we can." And then we see them continue, and Phoebe's like, "I don't know if I can take it much longer." And Paige says, "Me either." And then Phoebe says, "We really have to figure this out. Prue's noticed that and then Paige says, "Shh, they're coming out now." And then Prue is holding the kind of destroyed ancient athame, and she says, "This is it, huh? The weapon that killed him?" And Piper says, "Yes." And she says, "Maybe we can do a spell. Use the power of the blade to bring him back. We've done it before, this." And Piper says, "This is different. Cole's soul was destroyed. I'm so sorry, Prue. I should..." And then Prue says, "Piper, please. I need you guys. Phoebe needs to be with all of us. Don't go." And Piper says, "It's going to be okay. We just have some things to take care of." And Prue's like, "Yeah, okay." So this is like our first look that Prue's going through some shit, and she needs somebody with her.
right.
What's,
And you
the,
can,
what's that thing on her arm? It says "Stay away from her."
yeah, her tattoos are
Oh.
giving her messages.
Oh.
And so
I did not
I'm glad
notice
you noticed
that.
that because there's two secret messages in here that her tattoos are kind of like prophesizing. It says, "Stay away from her," whatever that means.
Mm.
And then the next page is going to be another tattoo.
Uh-oh.
But we're starting to get the sense that something is strained with the sisters. They don't like being here. They feel awkward being here. We don't understand why that is, but we get the impression that it's
He
happening.
who sees will rise. See who sees. She who sees will rise. Say that fast 3 times. Holy moly. Stay away
Yeah.
from her. And it switches to... Yeah, that's pretty cool. Okay. I like that.
So the next page, yeah, Michael's looking ahead a little bit. He's reading
Sorry.
the arm. He's reading the arm. But yeah. So Pepper's like, "All right, everyone, let's go." But before they do, Prue hugs Coop. And Coop says, "Prue, I can't begin to express how." And she just says, "I'm glad you're alive, Coop. That's why Cole," so they're talking about Cole saved him for a reason, and she hugs him. And it's a nice little moment. Then they orb away. Pepper says, "We'll never be too far away, Prue," and they orb. And then Prue says, "You're always too far away." And this is when we see on her arm, "She who sees will rise." I don't know what that means. Who is she who sees? That could be Prue. It could be Phoebe. It could be a seer somewhere. I don't know.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Back at the manor, we see... Is this Leo?
Yeah, it's Leo.
Okay, so Leo and Piper having a glass of wine together, and they say, "To Cole," and they do a little salute. And then Paige is in bed with someone who might be Henry, and she says, "I love you," and he says, "Sure, sure, sure, sure."
He's sleeping.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
snoring. Little
Sure,
short
sure.
snores.
Oh, wait, that's a snark. That's an N, but still snark.
Oh.
It's like Snark from Thundercats. Snark.
Yeah.
And then we see Coop with Phoebe, and he says, It's okay for you to be sad. I know you love me, but I know what he meant to you. That means something." And she's like, "You're talking like a Cupid." And he's like, "Dumb bitch, I am a Cupid." And then they lay down together, and he says goodnight, and she says goodnight. But something is keeping Coop up. He sits up in the bed. I wonder what it could be.
How about a hard on? No.
Maybe. But think of that, the parallel from last issue where Phoebe was awake.
Yes. Oh.
Ooh. So we're on the final page here.
Uh-oh.
Coop gets out of bed. He leaves the manor. He gets a little deet, deet, deet from his phone. And he answers it, and it says, "Prue?" And she says, "I know something's going on with my sisters. But it isn't about this. It's about Cole. He saved your life, and I can't believe I'm saying this, but in his own way, he saved mine too. We owe him." And then Coop's like, "I couldn't agree more." And so then tells Coop that she slipped something in his pocket when she hugged him. And she says, "Cole and I had an argument about this, and I still don't agree with him, and my sisters wouldn't be okay with it either. But this isn't about what I think is right. It's about something bigger." And Coop takes this glowy orb out of his pocket, and this is Cole's father's soul, Benjamin Turner. Yes,
Next.
the end.
Oh, that's cool.
So, what do we think about this issue?
I think it's cool. I love the artistry. I love the thing about Cole looks badass. So, and it's good. It's good.
Nice.
I'm sad that they killed Cole off. What the hell?
Yeah.
So, but maybe he'll come back.
I don't know. We'll see. I don't know. This one seems permanent, but who knows? You never know with Charmed.
Yeah,
that's true.
Yeah, that's true. But I know when they killed me off the show, he was permanent. So there you go.
But he came back in the comic books.
Yeah, I played other demons. Yeah, pretty funny.
All right, Sean.
What I really liked about it reminds me of when Wolverine, quote unquote, died, and Mystique tried to bring his soul back, and like his soul came to the precipice and she didn't see it, and so like she shut the portal and he didn't come back. So I like that this is similar to where like there was a way that he could have come back, so it kind of teases us, and then Cole got to be the better person and say, "No, I don't want to come back as a demon. I just want to die. Like I want to give Phoebe her happiness and just leave, because if I come back as Belthazar, I'm just going to cause more chaos for the Charmed Ones." So I love this.
Mm-hmm. And it begs the question, if any of this was even true at all, this might have just been like dying whatever in his brain, but it's still good that he still has something to fight for even in his last moments of death. Mm-hmm. And I think it's pretty amazing too that we actually get to see Belthazor and Cole go head to head, because I feel like this is something that probably happened over the course of their entire existence, living together. With these little mind discussions is probably something that happened a lot, and I think it would have been cool to see in the series. Have scenes like that.
Trying to think about that during the actual series and what we did.
Because you were never on screen together at the same time. You're always, switching between.
Yeah. Only time we were was I played a different character, right? So
right.
Like Grimlocks or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah,
it's crazy though. But I think it's also really impactful because it represents everyone who struggles with their inner demons. It's all about people who are struggling with their own inner battle, which I think is really powerful too.
Yeah.
And I think it's really powerful at the end with Prue, because this is huge for Prue. She really vehemently disagreed with bringing Cole's father back to life. But now that he's gone, because Prue and Cole have bonded over this time together, they have formed some kind of close relationship. And she's going to go to Coop, who she believes feels indebted to Cole, who feels maybe like he wants to do something for him, because she knows she won't do it herself. She's morally against it, but she thinks Coop will do it, and she's willing to do that. Let him go ahead and make it happen.
Mhm.
But yeah, I think this is another really good issue going forward. It's lots of personal allegories, lots of good love letters to Cole's character, his final swan song. The badassery of Belthazar here is too. I think this is a range of emotion that he's a demon doesn't get to show very often.
Yeah.
I think you had a lot of dialogue in here.
And I think Belthazor is trying to probably fight for his own existence too.
Exactly.
Right. So,
Yeah.
especially in some of that dialogue that he had, no, it's good stuff. It's good. And I didn't even know this comic existed. This is kind of cool.
Yeah, there's a whole like 2 seasons of comics after the show ended. It's pretty
Wow.
amazing.
Yeah.
Anything for canonical?
Canonical.
I'm just going to jump right to the chase. There's not much in here except for the soul ball glowing green, which is not accurate to me. I think it maybe looked green in one shot of the show. And then Paige's watery orbs. Those are the only things that I don't like.
It's funny. My fiance's name's Paige.
Oh, really?
Oh, nice.
How fun.
Yeah. And no, she doesn't want me to pretend to be Belthazor. So don't worry.
Awkward.
Yeah. Funny. Can you be Belthazor tonight? No.
Sure.
It's like it takes way too long to get into the face paint. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Next is tips for future white lighters.
Oh, really just messengers? Guides? Think of us as guardian angels for good witches.
Tips for future white lighters.
I was out being a force of good in the universe.
What do we think the moral of the story is?
You talking to me? I have no idea.
That's okay. I have one. Jashawn, do you have one?
Not really. I forgot. I always forget that part. So you go.
All right, I'll give you mine. Okay, so my tip is inner turmoil and psychological weakness is normal, and it's okay to admit it. There's always someone to help you, even when you fear you can't help yourself. So you just have to find the strength to tell the right people that you're struggling. That will help you.
Nice.
There you go.
That's good. That's just good life lesson in general.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Next is onomatopoeia. So this is our chosen sound word. So what's your Sean's laughing?
You guys have you guys been drinking before you started this? Or what?
I like coom. I don't think we've seen coom before. This coom sound.
Yeah, it's like a hefty coom, like a bellow.
Coom.
I like it.
What in the last episode? I like that zerk when they were laying in bed. The dude was.
Oh yeah, the snoring.
Yeah,
The snoring.
That's what it is. It sounds like Swedish.
Yeah.
How to get the meatballs.
Let's go to IKEA after this. Yeah.
Going to IKEA.
Mine is Kirsch. I don't know. Kirsch.
Krish.
All right. Most valuable panel.
The one I love, I think it's gorgeous, I think it's brilliant, is the one where Cole is standing within his memories as they're melting. That just says so much, and it's such a pretty way to show that idea, so I love it.
I like the GQ panel with Belthazor.
Yeah.
It's over.
It's over. It's really pretty cool. Yeah.
I also like there's another one too. I'm trying to find it. The one where he's fighting Cole. I like that.
Oh, yeah.
I love the how they switched the little kind of a cool hidden gem there with Cole's shadow is Belthazor and Belthazor's shadow is Cole. I like that. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, very poetic.
Yeah.
My most valuable panel is the one where Phoebe and Cole are looking at each other and Cole says, "Good," because it feels like he can leave this world and he feels accomplished. As long as Phoebe is okay, he's content. So that's pretty powerful. Okay, sexiest drawing. My sexiest is that full body Balthazar picture. It's too good. It's too awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Mine as well. Thank you.
Yeah.
I like that.
I mean, it's awkward because, Mr. Michael Bailey Smith is right here, but this Belthazar image, this is a fuck me daddy Satan moment. Like, we got it going on with Belthazar right here.
It's the one.
Now, I heard. I went to a movie theater. It was in Texas. Went to a movie theater. It was like in the middle of the afternoon on a Saturday. I forgot what I wanted to go see. I wanted to go see Top Gun, and I went by myself. Just wanted to go. And right when I walked in, the guy behind me. It was a place where you could order drinks and things like that, right? So the guy's like, I pulled up and I said, I'm gonna have a beer. It was right after my divorce and whatever. So I remember just trying to figure out my own way. Now I'm single and things like that. And sat at the bar, and the guy looks at me and goes, "Oh my gosh, you're Belthazor." So he was he was gay, and he's like going, I have to tell you, he goes, "You have the hugest gay following." I'm like, "Really?" I said, "Yeah." He goes, "There's so many people have like fantasized about being with Belthazor." I'm like, okay, that's good.
It's like, I'll take that and be on my way.
When I saw this shot, that guy would have loved this shot.
Right. Tell him to read the comic books. Tell him to listen to Words of the Witches. Then he'll be like, oh, yes.
Yeah. Then the guy goes, I can tell you're not gay. I said, yeah. I said, I appreciate it, though. And he goes, well, my middle name is Flipper. I'm like, what? Flipper? Yeah, I flip straight guys to... Damn it.
Oh, my God.
That was his line to try to pick me up. I'm like, you got to do a lot better than that.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Anyway. But no, I like this shot. It just stopped me. I thought of that... I went to the movies, so it was kind of cool. So I appreciate that, though.
That's great.
It probably made that guy's day too, right? So
it did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and that's what's great about it. When you put a smile on some guy's face or some gal's face or whatever it is, and just you meet them, and oh my gosh, you're cool. Whatever, you high fiving them, whatever. It's like it's such a blessing. It is. So for sure. And that doing that role. I mean, when I first got that, like I think I was telling you, I did that Janor role, I co-starred on that, and when I was doing that, I had the first AD, the assistant director, come up to me and he says, "The director just told me something." I said, "I want to relay this information to you," and he said, "Okay." I said, "Okay." And he goes, "He thinks you're probably one of the most talented actors he's worked with in the last few years." I said, "Really?" I said, "He must have been really hurting, But I said, "Well, I take that as a compliment. Thank you." I said, "Wow." I said, "Okay." And he goes, "No, you're doing a really great job." And I said, "Okay, thanks. I appreciate it." And, I had the producer come up to me and say the same thing. And and you get these compliments sometimes when you do good work, and sometimes you don't. You just do good work and you just go home. But it's always nice to hear. And when I got to my trailer, I got a call from my manager, and she goes, "Hey, they want you back." And I said, "Okay, cool." I said, "But wait a minute, Janor gets killed. He gets." And they said, "No, they want you back with some other character named Belthazor. They hired some other guy, and he's not working out. They want to replace him with you." And they said, "Okay." So they went back and reshot. So the next week, I showed up and reshot the parts where this guy was in that episode, and then I did it and just carried it on. So it was
Yeah.
Such a blessing, get stuff like that.
He had a pretty long life. The
Yeah.
Belthazor character.
Yeah. Look at right behind you is the Belthazor.
Yeah.
On the other side of your head. Yeah, other side.
Oh yeah. The
Belthazor.
yeah.
I see him in the back. Yeah. So I got an action figure. I got 3 action figures now. So it's kind of cool. And people with tattoos of me or my characters on their body, which is crazy. So it's an honor. And it's an honor for you guys to think of me and to have you on your show, and I appreciate it. And,
no, it's so, honor that you chose to come on with us. I mean, that's pretty great. We appreciate it.
No, I do. I mean, and meeting you at the convention, Kevin, when you came to the show and you had your shirt on, that really meant a lot. I remember that. I don't forget that. I have it. Yeah. I have that photo somewhere. I posted it all over.
Right. I was like the first post on your Instagram. I'm like, oh my god.
I don't. Yeah, I'm not a big social media guy. So
yeah.
How many followers you have? Like 2? No, I don't have many. So. Facebook, I'm maxed out on. I'm an old school guy, so I'm blessed. And thanks for having me, for sure.
Yeah. All right, we just have to do our issue ranking left. What do we rank this issue?
Magically delicious.
Magically delicious. Yes, if that's the top rank. I'm ranking it magically delicious.
I don't know. It's great hanging out with you guys.
Yeah. Well, when Drew Fuller inevitably asks you to come on House of Hallowell, you know who to send them to, who to shout out. Words of the Witches.
yeah, definitely. Let's hopefully maybe we get to meet up again and let's have a beer.
Yeah, for sure. That'd be great. That'd be great.
Yeah. Meet at hopefully my fiance with me. She's a cool gal. God bless. So it's good.
I guess. P is for Paul.
Piper. You mean it's just you and Prue, huh?
Phoebe? Phoebe, you there?
And a big hello to you too, Penny.
Come on, Patty. The rest is up to them.
Paige. My name is Paige.
Another P, imagine that.
P is for Paul. I'm just going to have people pick which of their memories from the first page is their favorite out of the bottom 3. So the Honeymoon's Over one, the Power Outage one, or the Merry-Go-Round one. So that'll be the vote for that. And I guess all that's left is Sean to tell us what's next.
Cool. So next we have Will of the Witch. And it looks like, I'm scrolling back, it's a picture of Phoebe, a very beautiful picture of Phoebe. And it looks like a witch burning at the stake. And it says here, after suffering a tragic loss at the hands of an evil older than time itself, one of the Hollowell sisters takes a trip across the country and crosses paths with a will of the wisp. However, this tortured spirit has much more plan than merely leading its targets astray. That sounds exciting.
Ooh, exciting. Will of the Witch.
Yeah, that sounds cool. Charmed, issue 6, season 10.
Yeah.
Buckle your seats, baby. Here it comes.
Beautiful.
Cool.
Well, we have done this, you guys. We've reached the end. Michael, where can people follow you? If you're maxed out on Facebook.
I am.
But
I am
find other
maxed
places.
Always, if you have any questions about Charmed, you can email me at mbs@michaelbaileysmith.com.
Okay.
Email me, but that's always a great place. Facebook, I guess. I probably should try to go public with that, but I don't know. I ain't figured that out yet. Comes on that social media stuff. You could, and also, Instagram and Twitter. So all that too. And it's great seeing you, Kevin, and Mr. Sean as well. It's nice meeting you. And
nice meeting you. This was an honor.
You guys are like 2 peas in a pod. You guys are really good together. That's good. So,
thank you.
Yeah, I know. It's pretty cool. But do I got anything here from Charm to show you?
Anything cool to show? Ooh. Final show and tell.
I can show you this. So this is a little, there's on my, if you can see it, this is put together. I have another one of these, but it's got.
Wow.
So it's got all different things. Like there's.
That's so cool.
Charmed. There's, that guy.
Janor, the Grimlock. Yeah.
That right there is me and Tim McGraw in a Bud Light commercial.
Fun.
That right there is from Murphy Brown. That's right there, me and a monkey.
Monkey.
Yeah. So that's from the movie called Spy-Mate. That's from Undisputed. Ving Rhames, Wesley Snipes. That's Fantastic Four. And that E jacket, that's me. I played Ben Grimm. That's my actual Letterman jacket from college.
Fun.
Nice.
Eastern Michigan. So he went to Empire State. So same thing. That's the Spy-Mate movie. What else? Movie called Bloodshot. That's the one where I bit that guy in the neck.
The vampire movie.
From, yeah. So that one. This is from Men in Black 2. This is my first movie
Freddy.
ever. Yeah. Faster than a bastard man.
Super Freddy.
And this is from I don't know what that's. This is from Master of Disguise.
Yes.
I've done like over 100. I have over 100 and some odd credits. And it's funny because me and my gal, she doesn't know any of my work, and so I've been kind of introduced her to some of the stuff, and it's kind of funny to be able to show her some of this stuff. And what's funny, when we were watching Hills Have Eyes, and that's pretty intense, and she'd look at me like, and then look back at me. I'm going, it's a movie. Come on,
That's not how I really am.
Like I tell my sons, I have 2 sons, and they're doing really great. One was an Army Ranger, special operations guy deployed in Afghanistan, Iraq, and now he's playing football at Central Michigan. He wants to be, he's going to be a football strength coach, is what his goal. My younger one's working at Amazon, and he's going to be he wants to still stay in, wants to be an athletic director in high school and things like that. And I just told him, I said, listen, the key to being successful in this world is just do a little bit more than you're asked of. That's all you need to do. You don't have to do most people do enough just to get by. They do. And they just float through life. And what happens is that you'll end up dying, and hopefully someone will leave some flowers at your grave, whatever. But that's it. If you do a little bit more than you're asked, guess what's going to happen? The people that you work for are going to hey, that's guy's pretty good. And do it to the best of your ability. You might not be the greatest, but do the best of your ability. If you do that, things will happen. People will notice you. You'll get promotions. You'll get this, and other opportunities will open up to drive you in different directions. It's happened to me in my life. I mean, the whole way. It was an accident for me to even get into this, as an actor. But I took a chance and went with a friend of mine to an audition. And he said, "Hey, maybe you can audition too." And the casting director asked me, was for Nightmare on Elm Street. Do you want to audition? And I could have said no. Nah, I don't want to do it. But I said, and I've never gotten in front of anybody and spoken before. I was always afraid.
Yeah.
So I said yes. And I went in. They asked me if we laughed like Freddy Krueger. And I said, screw it. I'll laugh like a big freaking laugh. And they said, that's fucking awesome. Guess what? You got yourself a job. And that's how it happened. Be great to work with. Be gracious. Be happy freaking you're still breathing. I think, Kevin, I told you like a year and a half ago, I had a pulmonary embolism in both my lungs. I was not supposed to survive that, and I did. Let me tell you, it's a blessing every day to wake up and you're still breathing. So, well, if you guys are ever in Arkansas in the Bentonville Rogers area, dude, mi casa su casa. You come hang out with me. You come to the house. My gal makes the best old fashions if you like drinks.
Okay.
We have some places we can go to. I'll take you to the sushi place. We'll go to this place. I know it's a chain, but man, it's great. It's this old Chicago pizza, man. Go there. Nice. Great drinks, great beers, great atmosphere. Was chill, and
that'd be great.
Chop it up about Charmed and everything like that. It'd be cool.
Yeah, I'll hit you up. That'd be great. That'd be fun.
Yeah. Guys are always welcome anytime.
Yay.
Good. Yay.
Sean, tell people where they can follow you.
You can follow me on Sean Pratt on Instagram. You can find me on Marvelous Galaxy of Disney, or we just did our last episode of Once Upon a Cult this week, where we look back on the whole series. Are my books on Amazon? Witch's Brew, A Dream of Waking.
You can follow this podcast at Words of the Witches, all the places except for Twitter, where that's Words of Witches, a little bit different. Be sure to rate and review on Apple and Spotify. You can follow my personal Instagram at KGZ87 if you feel like doing that. That's just all random wild card stuff. And And then, we'll see you next week for Willow the Witch. Thanks for listening to Spellword. Willow the Witch. Yes.
Willow the Witch.
Well, thank you, Michael, for joining us again.
Thank you, Kevin. Appreciate it. So thanks for inviting me. I didn't know what I was going to get myself into. I was like, what is this hokey pokey? But I like doing stuff like this, Kevin, he's a good dude. So,
and
Sean, you're a good dude. So,
yay! Thank you.
Yay! We're friends.
We're friends now.
Good. All right.
That's good.
Enough jabbering.
I'll let you go. Yeah, your destiny still awaits, Michael Bailey Smith. Yes.